Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call, April 29th. The last year, we've been really busy. Somebody dropped. Building Tellor Layer. And we're building basically Tellor Layer, which is our own chain, using the Cosmos SDK, a bridge for the data, and a token bridge. And we're pretty much at the almost done with it. And that's it. So, Tim, how are you doing?
Good, good. Yeah, I got the token bridge daemon all hooked up and running automatically. Um, and then, so the next thing for that is using that report on chain to actually mint the tokens on chain. So that's for the deposit side of things. And then we already have the withdrawal side of things ready. So, yeah, that should be the last step of getting the token bridge all hooked up.
Nice. Akram, how are you doing?
I'm good. I was going over my PRs, making them ready. Just trying to use actually Tim's script to run the chain, and I added a command for adding a multisig for later for the team address, but trying to added that to the script and just trying to make the script work as a test. So
Nice. And we're pretty much done with it, right? It's just we're down to testing.
yeah, yeah, I want to say yes.
All right. Dan, you're back. Before we lost you, how are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm having some internet issues, but yeah, I'm going through a couple different voting scenarios for disputes.
Nice. Caleb?
I'm good. I got the Docker setup up and running. As far as I know, it's up and running exactly how we want it to be. I also figured out how to run a node that is not a validator, and then how to like start reporting without having to restart the node. So that was kind of a cool accidental find. But that's working now. And then the AWS side of things for a test net is it's running and we have access to it, but it's right now it's only it's not set up to do HTTPS or WSS, so I'm going through and setting up the like SSL certs and all that stuff in the environment this week.
Nice. And did you complete the documentation? I haven't looked.
I am almost done. I'm gonna add like an abstract kind of explaining like what exactly the Docker is running, because I have like this, I wrote out the like prereqs, like what you need to install and like how to run it, and now I'm gonna kind of like explain what's actually happening.
Nice. Thank you. Ryan, how are you doing?
Well, I'm with the block explorer, sorry, with layer running up on the AWS instance. I'm going to be focusing on the block explorer. There were a couple things that that weren't translating well, so I'm just going to dive into those and make sure they're working.
Miss Buddy?
I'm working on I think I'm done adding all the new networks in Telliot. I think they all work. Caleb, I'm gonna ask for your help to get Fraxtal running, Fraxtal mainnet. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if we've given the list of new networks that are coming yet publicly or not, but there's a lot. The main nets are gonna be Fraxtal, ZK Sync Era, and what's the third one? Oh, Scale. Well, Scale's not deployed yet, so for now it's just Fraxtal mainnet and ZK Sync Era mainnet, because a user who's building on ZK Sync Era reached out to us, so we're adding that. Then, yeah.
And for Scale 2, we have a user, but they haven't set up the bridge.
Right.
So that's the only holdup. All right. Do we have any questions, Ryan?
Yes, we did have one question from Crypto Scholar, who asked if I wanted to use telereporters to validate document authenticity relative to a specific project or asset, can that work using the recurrent reporter framework, or would you need optimistic oracles?
I think the bigger issue with this is who has access to those documents and how is that going to be, how does anybody validate their assessment? But I don't think that it works. I don't know, but happy to hear more about the project and figure out something that we can work out.
Reporting the data would be easy, but then how do the reporters you know, if the reporter who's reporting the data has to investigate its authenticity, by like calling somebody or something, then are you paying the reporter enough to do that work? That's a big question too. Like, how big is the tip for this? Who's got skin in the game?
Theoretically, couldn't you, if you had like a file server, couldn't you just upload files like IPFS, and then part of the query data would be the link to that file, and then you just hash the file and make sure that it matches the hash reported?
Maybe, but authenticity, I'm curious to know what they actually mean. Like, does it have a seal from the government? Does it, like, how do we know that it's real? I think that's the biggest thing. Is like, what are they trying to authenticate?
And if someone were to dispute one of the reports, how do we decide which way to vote? I don't know.
Does everybody go to that to physically to, I don't know, somewhere and look up these things? I don't know. Like I said, it depends on what they're doing. I don't think they gave us enough background of the project to be able to give you a full assessment, but these are some of the questions that maybe you can answer.
It's kind of like a real world asset, right? It's like reporting real world assets. It's the problem with reporting, like with Oracle data on real world assets in general. It's like, if something exists in the real world that can't exist on the blockchain, you know, you can't put the whole thing on the blockchain in any way, then it's not, you know, how do you verify its existence and its correctness and its the integrity of the reporter? It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, do they publish all of their statements publicly? And then, I don't know, if it's a real world asset, does a lawyer or somebody have to attest to it or something? I don't know, but good thing. I mean, we can think about it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see some of you guys at 1, and have a great day, everybody.